Hello guys, this is Brimming here, and shut up, and welcome back to another video. And today, I've taken a look at this guy, this goofy goober who I had to censor the bottom of the page for various reasons. And the reason why is because I've tried to follow this guy for a long time, because basically what he'd do is make these cringe stories about how he's having sex with everyone as a child, even actual adults, actual pedophilia from their part, and it's bragging at it like it's not an actual problem with female predators are actually a problem. These are all fake, of course, but what if I told you that this dude accidentally admitted to being a predator? Now, a huge shout out to Glider Guy for bringing this up. I was just watching one of his videos and noticed this. But yeah, he didn't even take down the video as well. He was he just straight up was like, yep, this sounds good enough, and sent it off to the internet. So let's just lose brain cells and watch this video then, shall we? So it is this video, the title that I'll show on the screen currently, and yeah, I mean, just by looking at the title, I mean, it already is gonna be bad, isn't it? Although it's gonna get much worse. Trust me, bro. That's just my source. Trust me, bro. So yeah, let's just start losing brain cells at a rapid rate.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, before anything happens, let me explain the title. I know what it looks like. I swear it's not what it seems. But before anything, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Because
no. Just no, I'm not. Anyways, shut the fuck up. Okay, I'll just turn it on. Whatever. Anyways, let's see.
if you don't, then you might be missing out on crazy stories just like this one. Also,
oh, missing out on stories about you admitting being a predator? Oh, okay. I'm actually gonna subscribe now. Never mind. You completely changed my mind.
if you want to hear these stories
Yeah, let's just get into it. I mean, I've been interrupting it enough.
live, I am live on Kick streaming and telling these
Live on Kick? Oh, that's crazy. Nah, that is actually crazy how he has to go on Kick.
crazy stories live to you guys with Facecam. So you already know it's more embarrassing than what it already seems.
By the way, this dude is not attractive either. He's shown his face before. He's not ugly, but he's not attractive either. He did definitely have a glow up when he went from middle school to high school, which makes a lot of these stories even more unbelievable because he claims some of these were back in middle school, and he was pretty ugly back then, to say the least. Not like I'm the one to talk. I can just show a picture of me in middle school right now. Yeah. But yeah, let's continue.
But other than that, let's get straight into this insane, crazy story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another insane story. So today's story is honestly something that you guys are not going to like, because this story takes place in my grade 12 year, and let's just say in grade 12, anything can happen. And
So you're saying that, let's go back to the title, okay? So you're saying that in your grade 12 year, anything can happen, and by that logic, you're having sex with a 6th grader. Is that what you're trying to say?
by anything, I mean literally anything. Because it's your last year of high school and you want to make memories happen. And me, well, now that I realize that how much content I put on this channel, almost every part of my life is a memory. But I remember
If it was real, which it's not, but besides the point.
one thing that happened to me that was honestly the most scariest thing on the planet. To be honest, I thought I was gonna get arrested for this, for how bad it was. And I just realized that the title of this video makes me look like a really bad guy, so just listen in. I remember in grade
It's gonna get worse. It's even worse than the title, I promise you. I'm just gonna say it like that. It is much worse than the title.
12, I was walking around the school, finishing up my finals and getting things done. And then I remember there was a random girl that walked up to me. She was actually really popular throughout the school that said to me, "Hey, Bubba, there's gonna be like a giant party happening at Justin's place. Do you want to go?" Yeah, I was planning on going. Anyways.
I am offended how he used my real name. Well, obviously that person's not me. I'd never do such a thing. But I'm offended that he used someone who has the same name as I do, IRL.
I obviously was lying. I wasn't invited to it yet, but now that I technically was invited, I was gonna go. But I didn't want to go with this chick specifically because I wasn't really actually, well, attracted to her after we did the Devil's Tango a long time.
What the fuck do you mean? Is that like the... So you were attracted to her for a while, although you just lost attraction? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm back throughout our high school years. So I remember I told her, oh yeah, but like I'm going with someone else to that party, but thanks for inviting me though. She looked at me all kind of sad and then walked away. So then I remember right afterwards, I ended up going on my phone and I ended up texting this one girl that I was actually generally seeing. Now this girl that I was seeing was honestly amazing. She was great. She was fantastic. And to be honest, she was beautiful. She had blonde hair and blue eyes. And honestly, like, holy, she was my type. And I remember I went on my phone and I texted her saying, hey, I'm going to this party tonight. Do you want to come with me? It's like all like the grade 12s are going. Oh, yeah, sure. But to be honest, I'll have to see because I might have to take care of my sister that day. Your sister is what I said. And then that's when I remembered her sister. Now, this girl that I was seeing had a really young sister. She was, I think, 11 when I first met her, but now I think she was 12. And to be honest, she was not like most other girls.
What do you mean? This is what I mean, it gets worse. She was 12, but she was not like most other girls. What are you trying to imply?
For some reason, one thing I realized was that girls mature way faster than guys do. And
hell nah. No. 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 Fuck you. Fuck you. So, I actually went to a 6 to 12 school. I don't know if you guys knew that. I've said it on, I think I've said it on my other channel before, but I went into a school where middle school and high school is combined. Not only am I a guy, I am an autistic guy. So I am even more immature by those standards. Yet 6th graders were still children. And I'm not talking about most of them. I'm talking about all of them. They were still prepubescent children. Like, I don't remember a single 6th grader who did not look like an absolute child. You absolute creep.
And guys, I know you guys don't want to believe that, but it's true.
It's not! Okay, maybe to some extent it is, but not to that extent. Not to that extent at all.
Girls mature 10 times faster than you do, and that's why most girls' humor is really down the drain. But that's not...
I think the actual reason for that is because guys tend to not understand girls' humor. Although girls tend to understand guys' humor. It's some sort of biological difference. And that's why that's a stereotype.
The point. The main thing is, I remember basically one thing as a joke that was between me and this girl that I was seeing at the time was that her sister had a massive crush on me. Now, I was in grade...
Okay. Okay, this could be making a completely different turn. Yeah, so when I was a senior, there were a few middle schoolers who liked me. I'm just gonna say it like that. What you do is maybe be friendly to them, whatever, but don't have sex with them. Don't have sex with them. It's that simple.
12, and obviously I really did not like her at all in any way because she...
Oh, thank God. Thank God. But what was that, like, what were you talking about? Like with, her maturing fast or whatever. What was that about?
She was 12 years old. And around this time, I was 17 turning 18. So in my mind, you know, I would always just be like, your sister has a crush on me. That's so weird. Even though realistically, yeah, it was super weird. So that's just some backstory.
Not really. You know, I was actually once talking to a friend of mine about this. She's trans, but this was before she started identifying as it. And she's had a similar experience where a lot of middle schoolers seem to like her, have liked her romantically. And we were arguing about this. I don't think it's weird. I just think it's part of being a child. It's just part of being a child to like people who are older than you and look older than you. Now, is it weird to date them? Or, well, yes, although it's on the older person's part. You see, like, for example, like, it's 6th grader who liked me when I was a senior. Like, if there was a 6th grader who liked me as a senior, well, there was, although I'm just using an imaginary example. If I actually, liked her back, that would be much worse than her liking me. And That's just because of maturity. I am mature enough to realize that that is wrong and that is fucked up, and she is not. Anyways, continue rambling.
Story on that. When she told me that she needs to take care of her sister, I told her, oh, well, like, just try to see if you can, like, you know, come over to my place after and then just, you know, just dip on your sister. Because obviously, I'd rather her be at the party with me than hang out with her sister and babysit. She ended up saying she'll try, and
Okay, so how does this end up with you having sex with this 12-year-old? Please tell me.
then came the day of the party. Now, this thing went insane. I remember the day of the party, it was a Friday night, and honestly, I was really excited to go to Justin's house for this awesome party. I got my clothes ready, I got my Air Forces on, and I was ready to go and just chill and just see the vibes of being a grade 12 and get
Sorry, I had to clear my throat out. I think brain cells were just dripping and then going through my throat, and I had to clear it out. Sorry, I had to get rid of some of those dead brain cells.
ready to relax after having such a hard time doing finals. I remember I started heading to my car that I had.
Finals? Those don't exist. Especially when you're a senior. Those don't really exist. Well, I think he's from Canada. Never mind. It could be different there. In America, at least, when you're a senior, they're like all of the tests you had to take, you did in like younger years, like the SAT you did when you were a junior or sophomore, and like and there were like tests at the end of certain years, although those you did when you were much younger as well. You didn't do any when you were a senior, from my knowledge.
Had the blue Toyota Celica that I love to this day. And then I remember when I decided to call up the girl that I was gonna bring, she didn't answer the phone. So what I decided to do was that I decided to basically drive to her house.
That doesn't sound creepy at all. What the fuck? Hold on, wait. Oh my god, I'm losing so many brain cells I forgot the plot. Did she invite you to that house? Or was like that some sort of rejection? Oh god. She could have been just like... Wait. I think she invited him to the... No, he was texting. Oh my god. I'm losing so many brain cells, it's not even funny. So, he was texting that girl, right? And then he was asking, like, if she would go to the party. So it was him asking. Then the girl was like, no, I have to take care of my sister. And now he's showing up to her house, so he's a stalker. That is literally stalking. Well, I mean, I guess if it's repeated, it would probably be worse. Although I think that still counts as stalking, doesn't it? Showing up to someone's house without consent? Like, what the fuck?
Because I wasn't sure if she didn't want to go or it was actually a missed call and she wasn't answering my texts. I didn't know what to do. So I drove over to...
She doesn't have feelings for you. That's what that's the answer. I mean, knowing his stories, he's probably gonna have sex with her like any other somehow, but yeah.
To her house and I just waited outside and I called her once more and she picked up. She picked up saying, oh, hey, I don't know if I can make it to the party, but honestly, like, I'm putting my sister to bed now, so hopefully I can maybe just come and make it. Okay, sure, is what I said. And I remember I asked her, so do you want me to drive you there or like, cause I'm outside your house right now. Oh no, it's okay. I'll like drive there myself after. Just go ahead there right now, is what she told me. And at that point, I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. I remember I drove over to the party and when I got there, I saw a lot of my friends there and I was hanging out. But to be honest, I was really just hoping that, you know, the girl I was seeing at the time was gonna be there eventually. I kept waiting on my phone. I kept looking.
She's not, most likely not gonna be there. That sounded like a rejection. I'm sorry. I mean, to be honest, we all know you're a virgin still, and you're probably sweaty as fuck living in your parents' basement. But yeah, she does not like you.
Looking at it, glancing at it to see if she'll even, you know, tell me if she was on the way. But then I want to say halfway through the party, I remember I decided to start drinking. And by the way, drinking age down here in Canada is 19. So don't underage drink, kids. It's never a good idea. And
I love that disclaimer.
I remember out of nowhere, I saw someone at the party. And I remember I walked up to this girl thinking that it was, you know, the girl I was seeing. So I walked up to her and I said, hey, like, when'd you get here? Kind of like all confused and dizzy. And when she turned around, this girl, I realized it was her 12-year-old sister at the party.
Bruh, what the fuck? Wait, so the girl didn't show up, although the 12-year-old. Oh no, I can't imagine how this. I can't imagine a single universe this will end up well. Well, oh no.
I looked at her and said, wait, what are you doing here? She turns around and says, oh, hi, Bubba. I was just coming to see the party. I wanted to see you. Where's your sister, is what I said. And she said, oh, like my sister, she's somewhere around here. I don't know. She said she wanted to look for you. Does your sister know you're here? Is what I told her. Oh, no, I snuck into her car when she thought I was sleeping. Are you
What? How is that even possible? How the fuck is that even possible? What? How do you just pretend that you sleep, but sneak in to the same person's car that you tried to pretend being asleep with? How does that even happen? Well, the real answer is that it doesn't, but still, I'm just trying to wrap my mind as to how that can even possibly happen.
kidding me? Is what I said. So I remember I start freaking out and I start spam calling her sister. I spam called the girl that I was seeing because obviously her sister was here and she didn't know about it. But as I was spam
Snitch. Snitches are bitches. Or as my brother says snitches are for bitches. Snitches get stitches.
I'm calling her, she never answered, and I kind of get it, the party was loud. So I remember I decided to basically grab this 12.
She is so unreliable, it's not even funny. I know some girls were definitely like this. Like, they talk a lot in personal, they never show up their texts or talk on via text, and they'd like see the most random ones. Yeah, no.
12-year-old girl and take her outside and said, wait here, don't go into the party. Because obviously, no 12-year-old should be at a party like this. I started looking around. I started trying to figure out where was this girl. Because obviously, like, come on. But as I was looking around and going through the kitchen, the upstairs, you know, downstairs, I realized the last place I didn't check was the bathroom. I go to the bathroom. I knock the door. A guy says, occupied. Remember I ended up saying, oh, my bad, sorry. And then that's when I heard a girl. A girl said, wait, that's Bubba. And when I heard that voice, I knew instantly who it was. Yeah, it was the girl that I was seeing. Apparently she was in there with a guy. And yeah, I was kind of just, you know, at that point, kind of just heartbroken. Because when he opened the door, I saw that they were putting their clothes back on as if they just did the Devil's Tango. Like, kind of crazy how she would ignore me.
Is this normal for high school parties? Like, I'm a massive introvert, so I don't know. I doubt it is, though. Like, a man and a woman going to the same restroom. Like, I'm guessing from what it sounds like, it's an all gender restroom, but still, it's just sounds so weird. Like, I feel like if I ever did that with like a woman or whatever, I feel like everyone would be like staring at me or whatever. I don't know. It would just seems weird.
And then do that, I guess. I don't know. It just sucked. That's all I'm saying, guys. It really sucked. So I remember afterwards, I ended up basically just walking outside and sitting on the steps, and I saw the girl that I was seeing, sister, walk up to me. She walked up to me and said, did you find my sister? Yeah, I did. She's busy. But I think I'm just gonna take you home, okay? She ends up smiling and she starts running to my car.
Oh, fuck no. No. No, this is getting bad real quick. Is he like gonna try to like get revenge on like her sister for like not sleeping with him by sleeping with the 12-year-old? No. Please no. Please no.
Kind of skipping to it, funny enough. And she sat in my car and I ended up driving her back home. When I got to her place, I ended up saying, hey, if your sister asked where I went, just tell her I don't want to see her anymore. She ended up looking all sad saying, wait, why? I don't know, your sister's kind of a hoe. And I ended up closing the door for her and I ended up basically leaving. That was the last time I ever saw her, but honestly, I'm kind of happy I never saw her again. Cause like, you gotta understand one thing, guys, and is that when you're talking to a girl and she's talking to 100 other guys, the chances of you being the one that she stays with is 0 to none. Never keep your hopes up high for that. I remember me and my friends.
Oh god. Is that literally it? Bro. Alright, so at the very end, I end up losing so many brain cells that I didn't even, like, it slipped completely off my brain whatever just happened. So, at this point, I was more just shocked and bewilderment, as I thought he was with the girl at the home without the other girl, and I thought they did it there. So just, keep that in mind for context for this next part. Wow. Just wow. That's my final response. How did he think this was a good idea? W- Uh, what did he say here?
Sister. Now, this girl that I was seeing had a really young sister. She
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
was that girls mature way faster than guys do.
Girls mature way faster than guys do. No non-creepy person would say that in this context. Like, what the fuck? And, like, he said that like she was different or whatever, right?
She was 12, and to be honest, she was not like most other girls. For some reason, one thing I realized was that girls mature way faster than guys.
She was not like other girls. Oh my god. Holy shit. And let me tell you, this next video, I was just skimming around it. He called it like going to the Diddy party and it was like with this weird friend who was 17 and had a 14-year-old girlfriend. 3-year age gaps are one thing, 6 years is another. Like, you can debate on the ethics of a 3-year age gap all you want. I mean, I'm not gonna go there. 2, 3, 4, it's like arguing that's just gonna cause arguments. There's not like any point in like doing that. Although 6, really 6, like nobody on planet Earth would think that that's okay. Maybe except for the people in Taliban Afghanistan. Well, that's besides the point. And yeah, that's Baba right there. Willing to call someone Diddy while actively wanting a relationship with someone over almost twice their age gap. Also being like trying to be the moral the moral high ground as well. And of course, all of these are fake. He's a massive liar. That's literally the only thing he does. Talks about how he has sex with everyone. But yeah, I mean, if only I could do that. Well, I probably could, although I like I'd never do that. I like to tell the truth, okay? I don't like to make up shit. By the way, kind of related, but in a bit of a side tangent. I like said earlier in the video, I went to a 6 to 12 school. I've never heard about a senior asking out a sixth grader. I've never heard of it before. Never. I feel like if something like that did happen, it would spread like wildfire across the school. Yet I've never heard a single thing. Just to prove like how odd it is and how weird. Ugh. No. No. Anyways, congrats, I suppose. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, dislike if you dislike, and praise Baba for being the first person to ever openly admit in one of their stupid cringe sex stories that they are a predator. I think that is an amazing reward that he just straight up deserves. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.